of businesses a lot, so it'd be great to have anybody as a sponsor.
So if you're watching and you're a business, we accept bribes and food.
Yeah, we're cheap and easy.
Well, my parents always told me, if you're going to be easy, don't be cheap. So.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, moving on. The Village of Ashcroft is having, as I spoke about the other day, on Wednesday, they're having a poster contest. And this is, so now we have a few more details. This isn't open for like myself or especially Jessica. This is open to the Ashcroft youth, ages 5 to 17.
Sorry, you need to turn your mic or change your face there.
We're going to move my mic. Is that better?
There we go.
That's because it was not. Is that even better?
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. Never drive with Matthew McConaughey, because he only goes, all right, all right, all right.
Circle.
Okay.
Anyway,
continue on with your water conservation
Ashcroft
poster.
Water conservation poster is open to Ashcroft youth ages 5 to 17. There's only one entry per person. Entries must be on a 8 by 5 by 11 paper. 8.5 by 11 paper. Posters must include a water conservation tip or fun fact. Tell us how you conserve water and why. The prize is going to be a gift card that can be used at any local Ashcroft business. Your poster will be showcased around the village to help inspire water awareness in our community. You can earn the title of Ashcroft Water Conservation Superstar. Drop your poster off at the village office at the reception or drop box, or submit a high-resolution photo or scan of your poster to intern@ashcroftbc.ca or our Facebook page. The deadline is September 4th at 4 p.m. And you know who that intern is? That intern, if she's watching, is Amy O'Rourke. And so far, she's doing a fantastic job with Ashcroft Village. Thank you for everything you're doing, Amy. You're kicking butt. Do you have anything going on these days, Jessica?
Just me specifically, or that you want me to talk about?
Well, what do you have to talk about first?
I've got some other things for kids to do. So virtual kids camp here at the Hub is every Thursday morning. We connect via Zoom, and you get a package that has most of the supplies that you need in it. And then we do the crafts and activities together. Next week, we are doing crafts. Vivian is doing crafts. She may have a co-host, who knows. But they're going to be making 2 different kinds of kaleidoscopes, which is pretty cool, and a rain stick as well.
How do you spell kaleidoscope?
Kaleidoscope.
I lost that spelling bee. When we did that in the office here, I did not win.
Yeah, that was a tricky one. But you can register either by calling the office or going to the ashcrofthub.perfectmind.com and clicking on camps, and it's there. And I think it's only $5, and that includes all of the supplies that you need. And then next week, so that's next week, and then the week after that is science again. And then there'll be one more that's cooking, baking in the kitchen craft to round out the summer. No bake. Maybe. I don't know. Vivian doesn't know yet.
It better be lasagna.
Yes, Troy and Gareth I helped with Vivian's class yesterday, and both of the guys wanted lasagna, which is not easy to do with kids or in an hour. So, but there is a no-bake lasagna dessert potentially it's in the mix of potential options for cooking class next time.
So we're going to come back to you. So we have the Ashcroft newsletter that came out, today, I would imagine? So we're going to go through a couple of things from their newsletter. So they say that the COVID-19 update. As cases of COVID-19 continue to appear across the province, we ask our community to stay diligent and continue to look out for one another during this sensitive time. Extend love and care to your neighbors by checking in, practicing empathy and tolerance, and through small but mighty gestures. Do you have a craft or favorite recipe you would like to share? Pass them along. So that is actually very cool to stay socially distanced and yet get connected with your neighbors and other people in your community. So thank you for sharing that, Village of Ashcroft. They also are having the Business Facade Improvement Program. So the Business Facade Improvement Program provides grants to downtown property and business owners to assist with the costs to renovate, restore, and redesign their facades. Now, facade, of course, means the outside of their building. I always took facade as a negative term. You know, it seems like something's fake. It's a facade.
But it is fake. It's a fake front to a building.
But this would be like making your building better.
I know. But
anyway, it's one of those misleading English terms. The village is thrilled to provide this program with funding from Northern Development Initiative Trust, or NDIT, as an incentive to business owners as they improve the character and physical appearance of their establishments. 100% of eligible facade improvement, or is up to $5,000, may be reimbursed. And they intend for this program to help build civic pride and make downtown Ashcroft an even more inviting, friendly, and beautiful place. The museum building, okay, so there's a picture of the new Mascon building that is being built in downtown Ashcroft on the newsletter. Now, the Central Cafe got a new facelift during the Twilight Zone movie. Yeah. Do you like that new pink?
I love that color. It pops. I walked up Railway and then down the highway sometimes, and it's there. Like, you see it. I love the color.
So do I. I remember when, I'm sorry if I'm talking really fast, Troy in his infinite wisdom bought me a whole bag of energy drinks, and Jessica told me I couldn't have any, and I'm like, you're not my real mom, Jessica. So I had one. I'm still having it.
No. Tell the truth.
I'm having my second one. Anyway.
Oh.
I also quite like the pink of the Central Cafe.
Yeah.
But at the time, everybody hated it.
There were a few people that hated it. I know that there was a picture posted on Facebook, and there was lots of positive comments, but a few comments that were like, but.
Now, the Central Cafe, of course, is a historical building. So it's a very cool building, and I was actually there. I was the production assistant, or a PA, when the Twilight Zone was in town. I was actually watching the building get painted and making, answering questions to the people of the public and stuff like that. So it was very interesting to watch the movie or the TV show come in and paint that building and the neighboring building. In theory, they were supposed to paint it back to the original white, but Ogesh, the owner of the Central Cafe, chose to keep it pink. Too much controversy at the time. So let us know what you think about the pink building or any other buildings that should get painted in downtown Ashcroft. You can email us at hon@ashcrofthub.com. And if you are watching right now, say hi so we can say hi back. So stop what you're doing and just type, "Hey Gareth and Jessica, how are you?" Okay, so we have a visitor to the studio. Hang on one sec. Troy, can you get that?
Nobody here.
Okay, there's nobody here, but somebody knocked on the door.
There's a note or a letter. It's a postcard, I think.
We have a postcard here. To Gareth.
Have you ever been called Gareth? I know you get called a lot of things.
I get called a lot of things. Typically when I'm ordering some kind of food, I never get my right name said. But to Gareth is a new one, and it's stamped even. So this is it's very much like a postcard. It says, "We here use is local news." This is some good spelling. "We here use is local news collector. Please come August 22nd to collect news of our victorious conquer of Ashcroft and Cache Creek. Remember, even in glorious battle, to practice," there's a couple of crossed out words, "safe distancing. Sincerely, Commander Corrugated." Oh no! This is from the Cardboardtonians. Oh my! Check this out. They use a lot of Zs.
It's a nice letter.
Well, last week, or I should say at the beginning of this week, I was talking about how they sent me a threatening email.
Yeah.
Well, now they're sending me actual mail.
How did they even get in the building?
I can't believe that Tanika would have let them in.
Oh.
So, this is in regards to them making the threat that they're going to come here and pillage Ashcroft and Cache Creek on the 22nd of August. And it's up to the youth to stop them.
Yes.
Now, how do we get the youth to stop them?
If the youth are interested in helping stop the Cardboardonians from taking over Ashcroft and Cache Creek on their way to wherever it is they're going, you need to build a cardboard fort and get your water guns ready, because they did indicate that water was their only weakness. And you need to register your address and house and the number of kids participating with the Hub office, the ashcrofthub.perfectmind.com, or calling the office.
So it's up to Ashcroft and Cache Creek to stop these monsters that are now, I cannot, oh man. I wish that we had gotten to the door sooner. Troy, next time you got to get up faster and stop these people from getting into our room.
I feel like I want to help them get a better education. maybe war isn't what we need. It's more schools.
And this battle's happening in a couple of weeks from now, so I'm assuming that there's going to be some other shenanigans that these guys are going to come up with.
I feel like they will not leave us alone until the 22nd, and then it's do or die.
Man. Well, stay tuned. What else do you have, Jessica?
That's all I have on my list.
That's all you have? You were going to talk about this.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so that being said then, let's get rid of that. And let's move on to something to do with Cache Creek here. So Cache Creek. From time to time, disasters happen in BC, and when a disaster has a significant impact on a community, the province may declare the disaster eligible for Disaster Financial Assistance, or DFA. Those impacted by such a disaster may apply to the province for the DFA, where the losses could not be insured or where other programs are not available. The Disaster Financial Assistance helps to replace or restore essential items and the property that has been destroyed or damaged in pre-disaster conditions. Assistance is available to qualifying homeowners, residential tenants, small business owners, farm owners, and charitable organizations. Applicants should be aware of the following. Financial assistance is provided for each accepted claim at 80% of the amount of total eligible damage that exceeds $1,000 to a maximum of $300,000. Claims may be made in more than one category, such as homeowner and farm owner. A homeowner or residential tenant must show that the home is their principal residence. Seasonal or recreational properties, hot tubs, patios, pools, garden tools, landscaping luxury items like jewelry, fur coats, and collectibles, and recreational items like bicycles are not eligible for this assistance. Small businesses owners and farm owners must demonstrate it is their primary source of income. Owners of damaged rental property must apply and qualify for a small business. Charitable organizations must provide a benefit of service to the community at large, and applications for the DFA must be submitted to the Emergency Management BC or EMBC within 90 days of the date that the DFA has authorized assistance. Within 90 days of the date that the DFA was authorized. Assistance is also available to local governments for recovery measures to replace essential materials and rebuild or replace essential public infrastructures to the condition it was in before the disaster. Assistance is provided for each accepted recovery claim at 80% of the amount of total eligible damage that exceeds $1,000. So, for everything that has happened in the flooding over the last 2 months, if your home, small business, or the village itself has been compromised by those floods, you're eligible for those grants. So go to the BC government website and apply for that if you are in need of it. If you require help, no, hang on. So for those that are wondering, School District 74 is hiring, and there are available positions including program assistant, payroll assistant, library clerk, education assistant, custodial maintenance worker, grounds worker, operations coordinator, after-school supervisor, noon hour supervisor, and bus driver. If you require help, you can get a hold of the Work BC, which we have our Work BC building in Ashcroft, so get a hold of them if you're interested in any of those positions within School District 74. A PSA from Interior Health. Summer and outdoor sports go together like PB&J, but sharing gear increases your risk of exposing yourself and spreading COVID-19. Keep yourself and others safe. Stay home if you're sick. No exceptions. Limit the size of your game. Play with the same people. Only play with people you know. And keep your games outdoors, maintaining physical distance whenever possible. Do your part. Hashtag socialize safely. And think. Hashtag what would Dr. Henry do? Do you play any sports, outdoor or otherwise?
I used to swim, but I don't.
Would you swim right now? Like now that the pool's open in Ashcroft, do you go to the pool at all?
I went once.
Yeah?
It was too cold. It's 2 degrees too cold for me to stay in there too long. It wasn't a super hot day. Maybe
2 degrees too cold
Yeah.
to stay too long.
Yes.
It's a lot of twos.
Yes.
Were you just about to take a picture? Is that what you're going to do?
I was going to take a selfie. Yeah.
Don't forget. Oh yes. So this is the big thing that we've been working on. So we're going to play our Desert Days video right now.
The main reasons that you should watch this video for Desert Days this year is because it's going to be some fantastic local musicians playing that I know there's something for everyone that you will enjoy, and you're going to see some great footage of our little gem in the desert here of Spence's Bridge, and it'll give you a taste of what kind of festival we are so that you'll make sure to come next year.
Golden days, golden. Every song that he sang.
And I hope that you know.
Isn't it clear?
My day complete, counting flowers on the wall.
Let me give you a song, let me give you a song, let me sing you a song, let me sing you a song. From dusk to dawn, to the early morn, to the battle is gone, to the battle is gone. Heading on the road, I wanna bring you along, wanna show you the world like it's never been shown.
You're going back on air now.
I'm back? Okay. So it was a blast filming Desert Days. I got to say, we got to spend a lot of time with a lot of really cool people. What were some highlights for you on the 2 days that you came down and helped film?
I got sunburned.
Fun.
Yeah, that was fun. What I really liked listening to Better with Juice. I really enjoyed them. They were a great band, and just all of it. It was super fun. The food at Packing House. I'm pretty sure that's why I went back the second day with you, because I wanted breakfast again at the Packing House. If you've never been to the Packing House for breakfast, go and have their. It's not called Paulette's breakfast anymore, but that's basically what it is. It's the first breakfast option, and it's hash browns to die for, and eggs, and homemade bread and homemade jam, and it's delicious.
My review of it was, if I was on death row and it was my last meal, that's what I would choose for breakfast.
Exactly. That was Troy. It's so good, and their lunch is amazing too. Their sandwiches are so good. So go to the Packing House and enjoy anything on their menu.
I got to say that for me, eating the food there, I couldn't ever finish a whole meal.
Yeah.
It was so filling and so good that I actually, and I'm a big guy. Typically, I'd be able to, finish eating, but I couldn't do it.
We got smart and just had one between the two of us, and shared instead of wasting food.
But it was awesome, and so thank you to Jan, Stephen Rice, Mavorny, and Varco Ryan. You guys really went above and beyond for everything with Desert Days.
Yeah.
Thank you to our Han crew, to Paul, of course, who was on our show about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And tonight is the night, if you want to watch it on the Hub Online Network at 6 o'clock, starts the first night of Desert Days is tonight and tomorrow, so please check it out.
On YouTube.
On YouTube, not on Facebook, so go to our YouTube page, leave a like, comment, tell us how we did and how Jan did for picking out all those wonderful musicians. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was a lot of fun to film, so remember to check that out. Tell your friends, Hub Online Network, 6 o'clock tonight. And we'll see you guys there.
And if you can't watch it at 6 o'clock, it will be available to watch after that, anytime that you want. Once it's up on YouTube, it'll be on YouTube. So if you're not able to watch tonight, you can watch tonight's performance tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, we're doing part 2. So it's broken up
Yeah.
into 2 different nights, just like Desert Days would normally be. So tomorrow night at 6, same deal, live, 6 o'clock, starting on the Hub Online Network for night 2. Okay, so at the province, over 14,000 businesses have closed down from just the first 2 months of COVID-19. And without an economic recovery plan, BC faces more closures and job losses. John Horgan's NDP needs to act now to provide relief to our small businesses and jumpstart our economy, says the BC Liberal Party. So we talked about this a little bit before the show. Do you know of any businesses that have closed, not just for the summer, but have actually terminated business? They're never opening again in Cache Creek, Ashcroft, Clinton, Logan Lake, even in Kamloops. I can't think of any businesses that have just stopped entirely.
Yeah, I haven't specifically heard of any within our area.
Okay. Well, if that's wrong on our part, please let us know. Comment on this video or email hon@ashcrofthub.com and let us know about that. But as far as I know, because Hat Creek isn't shut down, they're just shut down for the summer.
Just for the year,
So they're planning a 2021 resurgence.
Yeah.
The only thing right now that may or may not come back next year is the the Cache Creek pool. They closed it for COVID.
I don't think they closed it only for COVID. There's
That was
that was like the icing on the cake for the reasons to close it.
I think it was the easy, like
I think it was just another layer. Like
Yeah.
I think it was already in the works to not be open, and COVID just made it an easier decision.
But so far, every time we've interviewed anybody from the Cache Creek Council, they have all said that they're hopeful for a 2021 pool opening. So,
Did you know that the Ashcroft pool is actually the only outdoor pool between Hope and Williams Lake that's open this year?
really?
Yep.
Huh. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Interesting. As for COVID numbers, I could not for the life of me find Wednesday's COVID number. So yesterday was 47 new cases. Wednesday, we got, of course, or Tuesday, we got all the new numbers of 146 over the weekend. But I can't find Wednesdays. So Jessica's looking it up right now. But that being said, so 47 new cases is where we were, when all of this started. And so everything was shut down for 47 new cases a day, and we are in the 40s. I know that for sure. I heard Wednesday 40 something. So it's interesting that we're not, and this goes for across the country and across the states. Even though numbers are going on the rise again, nothing is being shut down like the beginning of the pandemic. And you're giving me a smirk. What did you find?
August 5th, which was Wednesday, was 47 new cases, bringing the total for Wednesday to 3,834.
And then Thursday was another 47.
And then Thursday was 47 cases, bringing it up to 388.81.
So it's interesting that we're not going backwards. We're still staying open despite the fact that we have the same numbers when the pandemic started. So anyway, take that for what it is.
Well, I think it's an interesting balance between keeping our sanity and the economy open and being safe.
Well, they're
right?
stopping the CERB.
So
they're
they're
putting everybody that is on the
Yeah.
CERB over to EI for the next
But I think-
for the foreseeable
Yeah.
future, and which I guess gives people. I'm not sure if it starts fresh on EI or if the CERB is taken into account for that amount of money, but that would give people, I guess, 9 months ish of EI. So that might take us to just after Christmas, and then people hopefully we have a vaccine for this, but everything I'm seeing is saying that nobody's hopeful to be reopened or.
Well, and the hardest hit sectors are tourism, which slows
Yes.
down over Christmas anyway and slows down in the winter. So it's already going to be harder hit.
Are you a movie theater goer?
No,
No?
I'm not.
Okay, Troy, how about yourself? Do you like going to the movie theater?
I've been sitting here waiting for them to finally let Tenant be in the theater so I can go right away.
So that's the movie. So did you have a microphone on?
No,
So Troy is talking about the movie Tenant,
been delayed 4 times.
which has been delayed now 4 times due to, what, COVID?
Yeah.
Uh,
They tried to do it at the end of June, and they keep trying and then push.
I don't even think that I have a film that I'm waiting for now, because what they should do, and this is just my own personal, again, I don't give personal options very often, but everybody has all these streaming services now, especially Disney. And if Disney wanted to, like if everybody wanted to have their own streaming service, makes sense. Now's the time to put your new movies up on your...
They have been.
Disney's implementing a new thing pretty quick here. So Disney is now going to have a premium package. So you pay for the membership, and if you want to access some of their new movies that aren't just going straight to Disney Plus. So the big one right now is Milan was supposed to be their summer blockbuster.
Yep.
Milan is going to be that you can pay whatever it is, $25 to see it through video on demand through their channel.
Oh no, that's silly.
They did that with Trolls too. You could rent it.
That's not what I
Brand
mean.
new.
I think that it should just, for the $7 that you pay, it should just go up. I know whatever, but it should just go up, because that's what a streaming service does. Netflix doesn't make a movie and then make you pay for the new movie that comes out. It just goes up on their streaming service. I'm sorry, Disney, that COVID happened, but put Black Widow out, for the love of God.
They're not doing it because of money.
I mean, it all...
When you spend $100 million on a movie, you can't just get your 8 cents from Netflix for every person that viewed it.
But imagine, so if they were to say, okay, we're going to put Mulan out, we're going to put Black Widow out, we're going to put out Avatar 2, whatever those movies are,
Yeah.
and they put one out a month, A, it would keep their subscribership going, and
Yeah.
B, if people go, ooh, I really wanted to see that thing, for that month, they might get another 1 million people join their subscribership, which is nothing to sneeze at. That's still however much money that is.
$7 million.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, but...
That's easy math.
That's
Kara.
easy. Anyway, that's what they should do. And then Universal can be like, you know what? Okay, this is our chance now to have our own streaming service. Is MGM still a thing?
I think so.
I think they're under pride.
Anyway, all of these different places, CBS, NBC, that anywhere that they're putting money, they would have the rights to those movies, and they can put it up on their streaming services, and boom, now they can do it. I'm sorry that COVID happened. Stop pushing these movies back. All people are doing are just watching these old movies now. We want new stuff, Disney, and everywhere else. The only ones doing it right is Netflix. That's my rant. I'm sorry. Anyway.
I thought you were supposed to be non-biased.
I don't think that's biased.
I don't think that matters, because it has nothing to do with civic news.
To go back quickly on your COVID thing, though,
Yeah.
changes coming up is BC Transit is now making masks mandatory.
So is Walmart.
BC Transit is now making masks mandatory, according to Troy.
And so is Walmart.
Does that include our bus?
I believe it's, yeah, they have all BC
We're a
Transit.
BC Transit bus, so
Okay.
possibly. Yeah.
And Walmart is making masks mandatory. So again, going back to a previous story that I think I told on this show, I went into Costco in Kamloops several months ago now, and I was under the impression that masks were mandatory. So we brought a mask. There was no lineup, but we would have stood in line. They even were handing masks out at the door. Great. You go in there, nobody's wearing the masks. It's not enforced. It's not whatever. Now, I understand that there are people out that have been saying that they have asthma, they can't wear a mask. There's reasons, et cetera, et cetera. But I felt that I took my mask off for 2 minutes, and then I felt bad that I had the mask off, so I put it back on because I didn't want to be part of the problem. But still, let us know what you think about masks.
Yeah, I got my haircut this morning, and they require a mask. They require you to sanitize your hands, and if I wanted to get my haircut, that's just what I did. And they actually have a sign up on their, I love their little sign. It says, if you think wearing a mask is tough, you're not going to enjoy your ventilator.
Am I allowed to have a non-biased opinion on this?
You can
As
have
long as
any
you speak
opinion
up.
you want.
I'm worried that you don't have a microphone.
Or you can just repeat
It's fine.
what I'm saying. But wearing a mask and washing your hands is like the least you could do. Like, that's such a small effort to be made to make things safer.
So Troy says that wearing a mask and washing your hands is the least you can do. Yeah, Yeah, but let us know what your thoughts are on masks. Again, email us, ho1@ashcrofthub.com.
Oh, it is Vicky Cho who's been watching. She says she likes your news desk.
Oh.
She sees your new soundproofing is up. She says, yes, Black Widow. And new haircut, Jess?
Yes.
So, Vicky, you're jumping the shark here. We were going to talk about all of those things in like 2 minutes. But now that Vicky has said that, we might as well talk about it now. So Tanika has graciously built us a new stage, which
I'm going to flip my camera around.
which gives us a massive desk here for me, which is awesome. I love having this big desk that I'm going to get a whole bunch of toys and stuff now to put on this thing.
Okay, take it off of mine.
And yes, Jessica, we had a big decision to make here. We had the choice between getting getting a drone and having and taking the classes to learn how to fly the drone, get the proper licensing to use it here, et cetera, or soundproof our studio. So we decided.
No, soundproof, but
Soundproof is
sound better.
Sound enhancement.
Sound better.
So
our
we
studio.
opted out of getting a drone, and we opted in to doing a sounding better studio. Hence the new fancy microphone that we've been spending a couple of episodes trying to get just right. We have new on that wall that Jessica has put up all by herself. She's made the whole.
Matthias helped with a dozen or so.
She made the whole.
Until he was asking not to help.
She sprayed aerosol glue in this room for a couple of days.
One day, one
So
whole
now whenever
day.
you walk on the carpet, your foot sticks to the floor. And we have a whole bunch of other plans. We're going to get a couple more microphones. We have some plans for some open spaces. We're going to make this room sound awesome.
This one says the soundproofing looks good.
It does. I'm excited.
So that's going to be great. And Jessica, yes, you did get a haircut. So,
I did. Thank you, Kaylee at Revelations.
And if you want to know more about Revelations and the process that Jessica went through, you can go onto our YouTube channel. You can find our interview with Pamela I. From about 2 months ago, I guess. And she explains what the whole process is for getting your hair cut down at Revelation. So go check that out and tell your friends.
It's really interesting, actually, because because there's not very many of them and they're super busy, they just have a sign-up sheet outside that you have to pencil in your name. And so as I was walking past Revelations on my way home 4 days ago, I was like, oh, I should sign up for a haircut. So it was nice. I didn't have to phone or anything. I just put my name beside a time that was open. It's great.
And then if you were 5 minutes late, your time would be gone?
I was there on time.
Yeah, but if. I'm just throwing a hypothetical.
Maybe, maybe not. She didn't have anybody right after me, so it's possible that I only used 45 minutes of my hour appointment. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get back to some more civic-y stuff with our MP Brad Viss. So Brad Viss on Facebook says, during the course of the COVID-19 pandemic, my office has and continues to receive a number of inquiries regarding the presence of American citizens or American license plates in Canada. Now, this being said, the crash that happened here last week just outside of Ashcroft was involving a person from the States. And that is, of course, an unfortunate circumstance where 2 car drivers died, and our hearts go out to all of the people that may have been affected by that, and kudos to the Ashcroft Fire Department for being there so quickly and dealing with that situation. Despite the closure of the border to non-essential travel until at least August 21st, 2020, a new announcement was made by Canada Border Services Agency, or the CBSA, on July 31st, that stricter rules and additional entry conditions will be imposed on travelers transiting through Canada to Alaska for non-discretionary purposes to reduce the risk of introduction of COVID-19 cases and to minimize the amount of time that in-transit travelers are in Canada. More specifically, in-transit foreign nationals must enter Canada at one of the 5 identified CBSA ports of entry, which include the Abbotsford, Huntington, Coutts in Alberta, Kings Gate in British Columbia, North Portal in Saskatchewan, and Osoyoos in British Columbia. You know, I didn't know that there was a border crossing in Osoyoos. Anyway, they will be allowed a reasonable period of stay to carry out the transit. They will be limited to travel within Canada using the most direct route from the point of entry to the intended point of entry of exit, while avoiding all national parks, leisure sites, and tourism activities. They will be required before entering the U.S. to report to the nearest CBSA point of entry to confirm their exit from Canada. In-transit travelers must be issued a vehicle hang tag to be attached to the rear view mirror or for the duration of their trip to or from Alaska to support compliance while they are in Canada. And he says that I must stress that there are many legitimate reasons for the presence of U.S. residents or U.S. plated vehicles in Canada. For example, many cars or RV rental fleets contain vehicle registration in the United States. However, if you do encounter violations of the Quarantine Act, such as failure to abide by the mandatory 14-day quarantine or isolation upon entry to Canada, please report these to local police and or the Public Health Agency of Canada. So I know everywhere I go, everybody keeps saying that license plate is even from Alberta. Those guys are from Alberta. Those guys are from the States. I believe I saw one the other day from the Yukon territories. And every time it's almost cringy when you see a license plate from out of province now. But
it used to be a fun summer game to play, how many license plates from different provinces and states that you can get, but now it's not a fun game to play.
Now it's just scary. But it's interesting to hear and see these rules be enforced and enacted. And let us know what you think. If you're interested in telling us what's going on in your brain, give us an email at hon@ashcrofthub.com or leave a comment on this video. And last but not least, Jackie Taggart says, a great cause by great MLA. Go to Greg Kylo on Facebook to support his fundraiser for mental health. Can't wait to see the results of the grandchildren's haircut. And this is in response to Greg Kylo's tweet that says, it is encouraging to watch residents of the Shuswap support my fundraiser, and razor spelled with a Z, in support of the local CMHA. What does CMHA stand for?
Canadian Mental Health Association.
Canadian Mental Health Association. Thank you. And those who are struggling with mental health. If you would like to contribute, go to his Facebook page or directly to the CMHA in Salmon Arm. So what he was doing is he got his hair cut and his long beard cut in support of the CMHA. So thank you, Jackie, for sharing that. It's great to see that kind of stuff going on in our not necessarily immediate local area, but just outside of our zone. And two, you know what, because we always talk about her, let's just do this. To Amy O'Rourke, if you're watching.
We're not done yet. I have one more thing to say.
What?
We have one more video to play.
We have one more video. Amy, I'm going to retract that. We have one more video to play. I'm sorry.
So we did get some submissions for our What You Got Growing On segment. So let's play it now, and then I will talk a little bit more about it. Play that video. Back to me? Back to me. So Barbara, thank you for your submission, which was an interesting one. She did send a little story to go with it. So this is Barbara's before time, like COVID time, poinsettia from Christmas of 2019. It was purchased through the Cache Creek Elementary School Christmas fundraiser with plants coming from Art Naps in Kamloops. The copy of the journal is from July 23rd, 2020, which is proof that's proof against all odds that she's managed to keep it alive and a little bit red for almost 8 months through a combination of benign neglect and panicked watering when it gets too dry. So it's still a beautiful poinsettia. Thank you, Barbara, for your submission, and thank you also to Marianne Munro for your submissions. If you would like to submit pictures of your garden or what you got growing on, send them to hon@ashcrofthub.com with the subject line, what I got growing on, and we will include it in another show.
And Vicky says, wow, I wish I had at least the green pinky fingers. These are great.
Thanks, Vicky.
Vicky, you should go buy some from Desert Hills and then send them in pretending that they're yours.
Don't even buy them. Just take pictures at Desert Hills and send us those pictures and say, look at the beautiful orchard I have. Okay, now I'm finished. Now you may go ahead and finish.
Now that Jessica's done. Amy O'Rourke, if you're watching, we hope you're doing well. All right, everybody, thank you very much. Have a good weekend. We'll see you Tuesday.